I keep it because it reminds me of something important. When you do things differently, when you transform the way things work, you can't expect to make everyone happy. Innovators know that very well. For every disruptive innovation, there is a business that gets disrupted. For every new idea that makes people's lives better, there is a business whose profits depend on keeping things exactly the way they were. So innovation is not just about good ideas. Innovation is also about winning the argument for change. And in Europe, our competition rules help to create that space to make the argument for change. As a European Commissioner for Competition, it is my job to make sure that companies who dominate the market do not misuse their power to stop others from doing their business, from doing their innovation, to show the customers the best that they can do. And this is why earlier this year we fined Google almost 2.5 billion euros. Not because Google dominates the market in internet search, but because it used its power in search to stop others from competing and from innovating. These are times when you transform our world, where innovators transform our world, when technology transforms our world. Intelligent algorithms working with huge amounts of data are changing every part of the way we live. And I think that we have reached a point where the limits as to what we can do are no longer technological. They're about whether or not technology, even the English language is difficult, whether technology undermines what we expect from our society, the very basic expectations for freedom, for privacy, for protection, for support. Right now, less than a quarter of Europeans trust online companies to protect their personal information. Less than a quarter. If that doesn't change, we will not get much out of the data we possess. It will not make us healthier, wealthier, greener, because we need that trust in the businesses. So technology companies has to win back people's trust, to show that they incorporate privacy by design, and not as an afterthought, as something just clapped on. And we also need to make sure that digital businesses pay their fair share of taxes. Because our societies, they are built on the principle that everyone makes their fair contribution to make our society work, to make a decent society work, where we have health services, education, infrastructure, and a welfare system to support us and protect us if things go wrong. Last week, we decided that Luxembourg will have to claim back around 250 million euros in unpaid taxes from Amazon. Amazon allocated a bulk of its operating profit in Europe to a Luxembourg company. a Luxembourg company that paid no taxes at all in the country. And that made no sense at all, because this company was a shell. No employees, no officers, no economic activity to justify that allocation. Special treatment like that, treatment that are for some companies only and not for all companies, that is not fair competition. And this is why it is against our state aid rules. This is part of a bigger picture, because state aid rules and what I do, of course, will not solve the whole thing. No, we need to design our tax systems so that they also make sure that digital companies pay their fair share to support a decent society. So we need changes, real changes in our society, also globally, but we hope already by spring next year that we can have a solution. We try to make innovation matter, but we never choose, because we know that we cannot predict it, we cannot control it, and we shouldn't do that. What we can do is to give innovators room to succeed. We can clear the path for obstacles. We can enable finance and capital. We can make sure that innovation doesn't undermine the basic expectations that people have to their society, of freedom, of protection, of support. And then we can leave you to do what you do best. And that, of course, is the very obvious. To do things differently, to ask the fundamental questions: how can we transform our world? Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much. And congratulations for what you said.